For this take and make kit, we are going to be making a scrap fabric tree ornament. So it hangs like this on your tree. Okay, so what you're gonna need to do is lay out your fabric, see what kind of colors you want. So I might go back and forth. I have a variety of colors, so I might want to go back and forth between reds and greens. I don't know if I want to use this blue. There's also a beige. Let's see. See how much of it also covers your stick. You could cut some of the fabric in half to use up more of it if you'd like. Let's add this beige one in here. Maybe at the bottom I'll use the blue one. The only thing now you're going to start doing is tying it. So as you can see in this one, I have tied and made all the knots in the back. So you're going to flip it to whatever you choose to be the back side and just make a square knot. And you really only need one. So you're just going to do that, move it up, take your next piece, do the same exact thing, and try to keep all the knots in the back lined up. Otherwise it won't look very organized. You do want to leave a little bit of space at the bottom because that's like the trunk of the tree, so you do want that visible. You don't want you do not want the fabric to go all the way down to the very bottom, if you can help it. And then you can move them up against each other a little bit. You can leave a little space at the top since you're going to be putting a star at the top, so it doesn't have to cover all the way to the top either. So now it looks pretty scraggly, but what you're gonna do is flip it the right side over and straighten out your pieces. Bunch them up a little bit, make them really cover the tree. Pull them out to lay next to each other as best as you can. Flatten them, because then once you start cutting, they'll look a little bit more tree-like. Because right now they're all at the same length. I know they might be curving at an angle, so try to pull in the opposite direction to get that to be a little more even before you try cutting it, because otherwise it's not going to be even at all. Okay, so now because it's a tree, we're going to have the shortest part at the bottom and the shortest part at the top, and the longest at the bottom. If you have fabric scissors, I would recommend them because they're easier to cut through fabric than just your regular scissors. So I'm going to go get those. Okay, so these are some of the nicer fabric scissors, and they cut through this very easily. Just be very careful with them if you do have some of these scissors out. So I'm going to just cut at an angle and just keep going. And that first cut really doesn't matter because you're just going to mimic it on the other side as best you can. Of course, trees are not perfect. You could try lifting it up to see if you can eyeball it a little better. This part is never easy though. So it allows the fabric to kind of sit a little better than it did before. And again, you want to pull and move these to adjust so you get more of a tree look. And of course, the more fabric you add, I think this one has a lot more fabric, the more it's going to be filled out. So this one is not as filled out, but you can feel free to, of course, you could use even some of the longer scraps and add to it or cover up parts of the tree. But if you like it like this, I think it's kind of cute this way too. You get the picture, then it's fine to use this. So now what you're gonna do is add your little star. So you're gonna take your hot glue, add a dab of glue to it, and stick it to the front of your tree. And you'll just put it where that empty spot was. Let it dry for a little bit and focus on what kind of ribbon you want to use. I think we provide 2 for this, so it depends what kind of color matches the best. I like the red one. There's a lot of green, so the red will really pop. So what you can do, I think for this, I did make a knot at the end, just so the hot glue had some place to stick to a little better. So try to make a small knot at the end, depending on how much of a loop you want. You might need to make it a little bigger so you can squeeze that in there. There we go. And then you can pull from the bottom. Okay. So now if you have a loop like this, you can just put the hot glue directly on the loop. And you're going to attach it to the back, so I would put it on here first. Dab of hot glue. Add it to the back. Hold it for a minute or two while it dries. And that's it. You have your very own scrap fabric tree ornament that you can hang from your tree this holiday season. Happy holidays!